Just explain what's happening here. There is a supercomputer in Florida. It includes Nvidia backing and Nvidia tech, but that computer is not getting the computer scientists it needs to support it.
Yeah, that's basically it. Basically, last year, Governor DeSantis, as part of his sort of campaign against undue influence by China in the state of Florida and in the country, backed and heavily supported a law that basically, that the legislature passed, that basically prohibits state universities in Florida from hiring graduate students, PhD students from China, Iran, and 5 other countries of concern, as they call them. They just basically cannot bring them over to study and perform research in any field, including AI. So that's really put a hamper on what the University of Florida does. And Nvidia comes in because a few years ago, they built what's called the Hypergator AI. It's the world's fastest supercomputer on a college campus. And Chris Malachowsky, who's an alumna, he went to the University of Florida, basically paid for it in conjunction with Nvidia, and the university kicked in some money. So they got this amazing $70 million computer, but they have a shortage of top talent researchers to take advantage of it. So that's really putting a hamper on what they want to do in Florida with AI.
Mike, I just point out for our audience that Nvidia declined to comment for your story, but I did speak 2 weeks ago with Nvidia's CEO, Jensen Huang, and on the issue of China, this is what he had to say. Have a listen.
We have to comply with American policies, and whatever the rules and regulations are and the laws are, we'll, number one, comply with that. Our goal and the United States would love to see us be a successful country. And one of the pillars of national security is successful industries.
So the Nvidia side of the story is pretty clear, right? We comply with the rules and regulations of the country we're from, and they want America to be the most competitive source of AI talent and operation. Go to Ron DeSantis' side of this and Florida's side of this. What is the concern that they have in letting in talent from overseas working in the field of artificial intelligence?
Well, DeSantis has made this a big talking point, if you will. He believes that, or he says that there's, you have to worry about Chinese interests purchasing land, for example, or getting access to technology via universities, because they might be basically spying on behalf of the Chinese military, the government, or even Chinese industry, and stealing secrets, et cetera. So in the case of, and the law that he passed covered all those areas, but a big focus is the university side of it. So they basically passed this law saying, major restrictions on bringing in talent, researchers from China. And he's really latching on to something that's happened in the United States and other countries. For example, the Trump administration issued a proclamation that ordered the State Department to reject the visa of any aspiring PhD student from China and several other countries who were suspected of having any ties with the military or the government in China. And they've been doing that, and the Biden administration has continued that. I mean, they've rejected, 1 year that we know, almost 2,000 students were not allowed to get visas to come and be PhD researchers in the technology fields. But the Florida law is probably the most draconian way, because it absolutely puts an end to, it makes it impossible for professors to bring in talent from China and Iran. That's another key market for top AI talent in the world, Iranian PhD students. Last year, just the University of Florida, that's the flagship university where the Hypergator is actually based, brought 1,000 students from the 7 countries of concern, principally China, that are listed in this law, that are now banned. So last year they brought in 1,000. This year, 0. And if you talk to professors, they say that this is really hampering their ability to do cutting-edge research.